monstrous Nish Panesar Navin Chowdhury, domestic abuser turned serial killer, Gray Atkins Toby Alexander Smith, the most fatal femme Janine Butcher Charlie Brooks, and rapist Dean Wicks Matt D'Angelo, among a litany of others, have enjoyed reigns of terror in Walford. While Eddie Knight's Christopher Fairbank tenure was much more brief than the aforementioned wrong UNS, he made an indelible impact on Albert Square with his utter evilness. Eddie arrived on New Year's Day 2024, alongside wife Gloria Elizabeth Council, as the adoptive dad of George Knight, Colin Salmon. George was soon heartbroken to learn that they had been previously paid to adopt him in a process known as child farming. With the aid of ex-wife Cindy Beale Michelle Collins, George learned that he was, in fact, African, and not Jamaican as he previously believed, and had been purchased from an African family. Though his mum and dad opened up about certain aspects of his past, it was incredibly clear that they were hiding much more. The truth about Eddie. Eddie later reappeared in Walford, eager to tell his son about an award he had won for championing diversity in boxing, with George invited to a party that would celebrate his dad's success. He was further elated later, when Eddie made an emotive speech about his pride in his son, expressing to then-wife Elaine Peacock, Harriet Thorpe, that he'd finally realized that his dad truly loved him. Later though, George learned that Eddie was merely priming him to stand as a witness for him after he'd been charged with a racially motivated murder, in which he and his racist friends beat George's biological father to death, before stuffing his dismembered remains into a suitcase, with a dog walker later discovering them by a canal, an attack actually witnessed by a young George. Though both Eddie and Gloria pleaded with George to stand up for his dad, daughter Gina Knight, Francesca Henry, pleaded with her dad to see the truth, having been victim of a number of microaggressions at the hands of her grandfather. George did take the stand in court, testifying that his dad is in fact a violent racist monster, and despite the pleadings of Gloria, ensured that he was sent down for his crime. Eddie's final act displayed his unwavering cruelty, when from his prison cell, he banned George from attending Gloria's funeral, after she perished from a heart attack. Eddie's return. A source told The Sun, Christopher Fairbank is returning as part of a new storyline that will see George Knight at the heart of the drama. Whilst it's only a short stint, his return kicks off a bigger storyline that will spark troubling times for George and the wider Knight family. An EastEnders spokeswoman later confirmed the return, adding, "We can confirm Christopher Fairbank will be returning to EastEnders for a short stint later this spring. It's understood that Christopher has already begun filming, with his scenes set to air soon." George's recent plotlines have seen him on a mission to save his brother, Kojo Asare Deo Koliosho, from Ravi Gulati Aaron Thiara, and Tobias Okyokir's, Ayan Ibikunal Shadaru, drug-dealing ring, within which he'd been cuckooed. He later discovered that he was to become a father again with Nicola Mitchell, Laura Doddington. Though frequently warned off the fearsome Mitchell matriarch, he revealed that he'd fallen in love with her, following the premature birth of their baby girl, Ivy. Albert Square is about to be shaken to its core once again, as EastEnders confirms the dramatic return of one of its most unforgettable and dangerous villains. In true soap fashion, just when residents thought the past was buried for good, a TV legend is making a chilling comeback, and this time the consequences could be deadly. Yes, the rumors are true. A notorious murderer with a dark history is heading back to Walford, and fans are already bracing themselves for chaos. This isn't just any return. This is the comeback of a character whose name still sends shivers through the square. Known for manipulation, betrayal, and one of the most shocking crimes in the show's history, their reappearance promises explosive confrontations, old wounds reopening, and secrets that may finally come to light. For longtime viewers, this villain's return is pure television gold. Their original storyline left devastation in its wake, destroying families, breaking trust, and leaving emotional scars that never truly healed. Their departure may have closed one chapter, but clearly, the story was far from over. Producers have remained tight-lipped about the exact details, but insiders suggest the return will begin with a mysterious sighting, someone spotting a familiar face they never expected to see again. First, nobody believes it. Surely it can't be them. After everything that happened, after prison, after exile, after the pain they caused, how could they possibly be back? The truth becomes impossible to ignore. Panic begins to spread across Albert Square, as whispers turn into confirmed sightings. Residents who once suffered at the hands of this villain are left terrified. Some want revenge. Others want answers. And a few are hiding secrets of their own that could be exposed by this unwelcome return. One person especially thrown into turmoil is Sharon Watts. Sharon has seen her fair share of enemies over the years, but this return hits differently. The history runs deep, and unfinished business remains. Her instincts tell her this comeback is no accident. There's a reason they've come back now. And Sharon may be right. Sources close to the storyline hint that the returning murderer hasn't come for redemption. They haven't come to apologize. They've come with a purpose, and it's one that could destroy lives all over again. Could they be seeking revenge on those who turned against them? Are they protecting a secret from the past? Or is there someone new in Walford who has become their latest target? The suspense is building and nobody feels safe. Phil Mitchell, never one to back down from a fight, is also expected to be pulled into the drama. If anyone thinks they can walk back into Walford and threaten his family without consequences, they clearly don't know Phil. But even Phil may find himself tested by someone this ruthless. Meanwhile, younger residents who only know the stories are about to learn firsthand why this person became one of the square's most feared names. What starts as gossip quickly becomes a nightmare as strange events begin happening. Anonymous messages, tense confrontations, and suspicious accidents that feel anything but random. It becomes clear that the villain is playing a game, and they're enjoying every second of it. What makes this comeback even more exciting is the return of the actor behind the role. A true television legend whose performances have long been praised for bringing intensity, unpredictability, and unforgettable drama. Fans have celebrated the news online, calling it one of the best casting returns in recent memory. Social media exploded within minutes of the announcement, with viewers posting everything from shock to pure excitement. This is the kind of return EastEnders needs. I never thought we'd see them again. Albert Square is not ready. And honestly, they may be right. Because in Soapland, a villain's return is never simple. It's never quiet. And when murder is part of their legacy, peace is never an option. Writers are said to be planning a huge multi-episode arc around the comeback, leading to a major summer showdown that could change everything. Relationships will be tested, alliances will shift, and at least one resident may be left fighting for their life. There's also speculation that the return could tie into another long-running mystery, with clues hidden in recent episodes pointing toward a bigger twist still to come. If true, this may not just be a comeback. It could be the beginning of one of the biggest storylines of the year. And if EastEnders has proven anything, it's that the past never stays buried forever. Especially in Walford. As the nights grow darker and tensions rise, one thing is certain. This villain didn't return to make peace. They came to remind everyone exactly who they are. A manipulator. A menace. A murderer. And now they're back where it all began. For the residents of Albert Square, the message is chillingly clear. Lock your doors, watch your back, and trust no one. Because when legends return, they rarely come alone. And this one may be bringing hell with them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to EastEnders Spoilers Official.